Vietnam Textile and Apparel Association was established on July 16, 1999, with the goal of affirming the position of the textile industry in domestic and foreign markets. Vitas's operating principles: voluntary, self-governing; democracy, equality, openness, transparency; self-funded, not-for-profit. With more than 7,000 enterprises and millions of workers, the textile and garment industry contributes about $44 billion USD to annual export turnover, playing an essential role in the global supply chain. Closely coordinating with the Vietnamese government, the domestic business community, and international partners, over 25 years of establishment and development, Vitas has been honored with numerous labor orders from the President, emulation flags and certificates of merit from the Prime Minister, as well as certificates of merit and emulation flags from the Minister of Industry and Trade in recognition of its contributions to policy development, export promotion, and trade facilitation for Vietnam's textile and garment industry. Head office is 15th floor, Building C1, Tan Cong, Giang Vo Ward, Hanoi. Southern Representative Office, 8th floor, 36 Pandang Lu, Gia Dinh Ward, Ho Chi Minh City. Goals and effective operating models are: Vitas proposes to implement, create conditions to support, promote, and improve the efficiency of production and business activities of the entire industry and each member, to be the focal point for domestic and international information exchange on trade in the textile and garment sector in order to use capital reasonably, save capital, and enhance competitiveness, helping the textile and garment industry integrate with the region and the world, cooperate and support in science, technology, and environment, train and develop technical and managerial staff, protect and harmonize the interests of members and the Vietnamese textile and garment industry, create a combined strength of the entire industry, limit and support risks in the business process, representing the interests of members, advising the government and state agencies on developing policies and mechanisms for the development of the Vietnamese textile and garment industry, recommending to the government appropriate solutions to promote production and business development of the Vietnamese textile and garment industry, representing members in activities with international and regional textile industry associations to integrate the Vietnamese textile industry.
Vietnam Textile and Apparel Association. There have been many documents sent to the government and ministries in which many shortcomings have been amended to facilitate and reduce costs for businesses. Not only stopping at making individual recommendations, Vitas also focuses on building a sustainable relationship between businesses and customs agencies through organizing regular dialogues. The association also plays an important role in the consultation and negotiation of Vietnam's important trade agreements, creating conditions for the Vietnamese textile and garment industry to take advantage of the opportunities of FTAs.
Vitas plays an important role in organizing Vietnamese business delegations to participate in domestic and international textile and garment fairs. The association has successfully implemented 180 trade promotion programs, including 25 market survey and assessment programs and 155 international fair participation programs. These activities have reached many key markets around the world, from the Americas, Europe, Africa, Oceania, and major markets in Asia. Along with that, Vitas cooperates with Vietnam Textile and Garment Group, CP Hong Kong Exhibition Company, AgTex, to annually organize textile machinery and equipment, raw materials fairs, Saigon Tex, Hanoi Tex in Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi. Vietnam Textile and Apparel Association has built a wide network of relationships through active participation in prestigious organizations such as International Textile and Apparel Exporters Association, ICTB, International Apparel Federation, IAF, Asian Apparel Federation, AAF, Southeast Asia Textile and Apparel Federation, AFTEX, Asia Fashion Federation, AFF, International Textile Fiber Manufacturers Federation, ITMF, Sustainable Apparel Coalition, Cascale. Along with that, Vitas also cooperates with many other international organizations, associations, and trade agencies of target countries to support textile enterprises and create conditions for the development of Vietnam's textile industry. During its development journey, Vitas has constantly innovated and diversified its communication forms, such as monthly newsletter, directory of Vietnamese textile and garment enterprises, annual report, industry statistics, market information, prices, policies quickly and vividly reflect the activities of Vitas as well as member businesses. Over 6 Congresses, 1999, 2001, 2007, 2010, 2015, 2020, Vitas has witnessed continuous growth in scale and influence. From 159 initial members, by 2024, this number had increased to 761 official and affiliated member enterprises, of which Vietnamese textile and garment enterprises accounted for 66%, FDI enterprises accounted for 34%. Currently, the association has 9 local chapters. The executive committee currently has 96 members from textile and garment enterprises nationwide in the 6th term 2020 to 2025. Vitas has affirmed its role as representative of the voice of the Vietnamese textile and garment business community. The association maintains organizing meetings to exchange, learn, and share experiences between member enterprises and member enterprises with foreign enterprises. From an industry that mainly served domestic demand with modest export turnover, Vietnam's textile and garment industry has risen to become the world's 3rd largest exporting power after China and Bangladesh. Export turnover grew spectacularly in the period from 1999 to 2024, from $1.75 billion to $44 billion, an increase of more than 25 times USD. Import turnover increased from $1.57 billion USD to $24.9 billion USD. The trade surplus has jumped from $175 million USD to $19 billion USD, an increase of more than 108 times, affirming its position in the international market. Compared to 1999, the export market of Vietnam's textile and garment industry has now expanded globally to nearly 140 markets. The main export markets are the US, Japan, EU, and China, which still maintain annual growth. The ASEAN, Russia, and Canada markets are potential bright spots. The United States is one of Vietnam's key markets. Vietnam's textile and garment exports to this market in 2024 are estimated to reach $16.6 billion USD, accounting for 38.2% of Vietnam's textile and garment exports. Vietnam is the 2nd largest textile exporter to the United States with a market share of over 15%. Japan is still the market large export. In 2024, export turnover to this market is estimated to reach nearly $4.6 billion USD. European Union market is Vietnam's 3rd largest textile and garment export market, after the United States and Japan. Export turnover to the EU in 2024 is estimated to reach $4.5 billion USD, accounts for more than 10.2% of Vietnam's textile and garment export volume. Korea is one of the main export markets of Vietnamese textiles and garments. In 2024, the export turnover of textiles and garments to Korea is estimated to reach $3.7 billion USD. Vietnam's export product portfolio is increasingly diverse and of high quality, including high-end garments, fibers, fabrics, accessories, and geotextiles. In particular, some garment items, such as trousers, t-shirts, and jackets, have achieved impressive export turnover of over $5 billion USD. In the strategy for the development of the Vietnamese textile and footwear industry to 2030, with a vision to 2035 approved by the government, textiles have become an attractive sector, attracting foreign investors. Accumulated to 2024, the textile sector has attracted 2,876 projects with capital of over $30 billion USD. Countries and territories with large investment capital in this period are Korea, Hong Kong, China, Japan, Singapore, Taiwan, United States. Sectors calling for investment: raw materials, high-quality yarn, weaving and dyeing, finishing, printing, textile and garment accessories, auxiliaries, and fashion design. Vitas has set out specific development directions for each stage, from now to 2030. Gradually shift from a focus on rapid development to a focus on sustainable development and circular business, from 2031 to 2035. Effective and sustainable development according to the circular economic model, perfecting the domestic value chain and participating in a high-value position in the global supply chain. Exporting and consuming domestically with private brands of regional and world stature. The Sustainable Development Model 3P is based on 3 main pillars: people, meet labor needs; improve working conditions and income; harmonious labor relations; profit, risk management; diversify raw material sources and export markets; cut costs, grow and make profits; planet, waste reduction, water treatment and reuse; renewable energy, recycling, reuse. Vitas always adheres to the orientation of proactive adaptation, sustainable connection, developed integration. With continuous efforts, Vietnam Textile and Apparel Association has been and continues to affirm its position and voice, accompanying and supporting businesses in the greening roadmap. Sustainable development, enhancing the image and position of Vietnam's textile and garment industry in the international arena.